Hello again. So today we are going to practice a little bit more with how do those inherited traits show through when they combine in different ways. So we're going to practice this today with puppies. I wish we could have real puppies, but really we're going to be looking at the chromosomes of puppies. So before we actually begin, you are going to need to decide if you want the printable version of this worksheet or the digital version. You'll only have to navigate one screen today. So the digital version looks like this. When you're not zoomed in, it is very small, but I'll be working on the digital version with it zoomed in so that it's easier to read. If you choose to print it, it does print out one page above the other, but then it's not all on one page. So choose what you'd prefer and then go ahead and pause and then come back when you're ready. So we're actually going to start. I want to talk about these two puppies. So we have mama puppy and daddy puppy, and they're both carrying their own unique set of genes. And it's random which genes are going to get distributed to this new puppy. And we're going to imagine that this is my set of genes or chromosomes that I'm going to be looking at for this particular puppy. Now remember, they would have a whole bunch of chromosomes. We're just going to look at one particular chromosome for this puppy. So this is the chromosome that this puppy gets from mom, and this is the chromosome that this puppy gets from dad. And then when they're combined, now we have a pair of chromosomes with one version of the genes from mom and one version of the genes from dad. So let's look at our worksheet now and see what this looks like when we're looking at it more closely. So I'm going to navigate the digital version. I'm going to use my zoomed in version so that it's easier to read. And I'm going to go ahead and read the instructions along with you so that you are able to follow along as we go. So we're calling this one Puppy Genetics Practice. And you're going to answer the questions in this practice using what you know about the puppy's chromosome pair to the right. This is that same pair that I just showed you on the whiteboard. And then answer the questions below. This chart is going to help you understand what these letters are representing. So the T's are representing the trait or the gene for fur texture, and the dominant trait is symbolized by is bristly, and it's symbolized by a capital T. The recessive trait for fur texture is silky, and it's symbolized by a lowercase t. When we're looking at fur length, we see that long is dominant and short is recessive. Long is symbolized by a capital G, and short is symbolized by a lowercase g. And you can work through that same process as we go. So dogs have 39 pairs of chromosomes. We are only looking at one pair of the 39, or 78 total chromosomes in each body cell. So every single cell of a puppy has that many chromosomes. Each chromosome is made up of specific genes that provide instructions for the body. So which genes make up this chromosome? So I would like you to list in here which genes are located on this chromosome right here. You can pause, fill that in. You can click right in the box and type right within the box. All right, so at this point you should be unpausing, and hopefully in this box you typed out this list of genes. So all of these genes are the inherited traits that are being represented on this chromosome. So using the inherited trait of eye color as an example, describe the difference between a gene and a version of a gene. So the inherited trait of eye color is the, and in this box, you're either going to type gene or version of a gene. And there are two possible either genes or versions of genes, brown eyes and blue eyes. Let's go ahead and pause, answer your question. It would not be a bad idea for you to try these and then pause, and then you can check your work as you go. But if you do check your work as you go, try not to peek ahead at the work on this side. So I want to go through how to do this side, and then I'll let you finish up on your own. So over here it says, use the chart to the far left to identify the version of each gene or letter symbol. So versions of genes are represented by letter symbols, and it might even help you to have your heredity flip notes close by while you're working on this today. So which versions of the genes or letter symbols that the puppy inherited from each of its parents, along with the puppy's gene code and its physical appearance for each gene on the chromosome. So looking at this one, the version of the gene inherited from mom for fur texture is T. The example of the gene inherited from dad for fur texture is a lowercase t. So the puppy's gene code, I take both of the genes that I received from mom and dad, and I put them together into a code. So I have a capital and a lowercase. And this code, when I look over here, a capital T, and a lowercase t, if I have a dominant, only takes one dominant to show the dominant trait, would be bristly fur. The only way the silky would have shown up is if I have two lowercase t's, because the only way for that recessive trait to show through is if I don't have a dominant trait there to hide it. So once you fill out this chart, for fur length, that's these two, eye color is the B's, fur structure is F's. So fill out this chart for genes from mom, gene from dad. You can see that this chromosome on the left is from mom, this chromosome on the right is from dad. Fill this out, and then use what you found out up here to help you fill in the boxes on these two questions here. And these are looking at how the puppy inherited the genes that it got. Okay. Once you finish these two questions, go ahead and check your work using the answer key. And if you have questions about why the answers are what they are and you're not sure once you see what they are, definitely get a hold of me. Have fun with this one, you guys. So now that you're done and you've checked your work, you had fun with it, I want you to go ahead back to slide 10 on your HyperDoc. And now I'd like you to look through these questions and see if you can answer these now that you've had a chance to process what the puppy genetics was showing you. So go ahead, try these, and then check your work again. Okay? Have a really good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.